Hello, everybody. It's the King of Lions. Wait, what the hell did I say that for? Mix my name up. Don't know why I did that. My bad. Hello, everybody. This is PhoenixKnightV2 here. Shalom, shalom. How's everybody doing today? I accidentally said my old name by accident, folks. My bad. I don't know why I said that name, but it was by mistake. I mean, the title's name went on there, but it is what it is. You know, me saying my old name by accident was an accident. Bob, shalom, shalom. How's everybody doing today? Wait, what? No. There we go. What's up, Ripper Bro? What's up? Sorry it took so long, folks, for me to be live. Sorry. Was busy with personal stuff. You know me. So, like, if you rewind the stream when I say accidentally said my name by accident, my old name. Excuse me, it was by accident. Excuse me. Whoa. Oh, I'm very, very aware of how demonic the Super Bowl was. Oh, I'm very, very aware because that was right where I live at. Well, not part where I live at, but it was in Las Vegas. Let's just put it like that. But I'm completely aware. I'm aware how demonic the Super Bowl is. I'm completely aware. Like, no joke. I am. But let's get on to discussing about this wicked excuse me. What? Sorry, folks. My bad. Let's get on to the truth and discussing about this evil ass world. Excuse me. Just the world in general. If you hear me doing that, sorry, I had food earlier and then I tried to clear my throat, but it seemed like that didn't seem to work. So, oh well. I'll be back. Hold on. Oh yeah, definitely, indeed. Hold on, I'll be back. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had to clean my throat out just now, and I just cleaned it out, so it's all good. But sorry about the coughing earlier. Sorry about actually I said my old name on here on this channel. Well, my name's not even here, so they better not try to take this channel down because I said the name for real. Let me see. Hello, Mr. Lanner. I did talk about the C guy. He told me that he's leaving YouTube again after all. Damn. Oh shit. I'm doing fantastic, Mr. Lanner. I'm doing fine. Let's see here. People talk about behind the walls of the. Oh wow, that does not surprise me at all. Straight up, it really doesn't. Now there's certain YouTubers who are live, new breed about these churches. Hello, people. You know. Then also I'm gonna throw this in here. I've been hearing, of course. y'all remember? Okay, y'all remember what happened to P Diddy last year, right? Well, since P Diddy has been looking horrible because of the elites, here's something you don't know about. P Diddy signed sneaks to the elites about Jay-Z about his past, but he did, and Beyonce is divorcing him. Now I know about the old Usher Alicia Keys thing at the Super Bowl. They was promoting a show on adultery, and that's a sin, by the way. They was promoting that. And Usher sitting there messing with a woman that's married. That's Alicia Keys. But of course, unfortunately, her so-called husband is a incel. But yeah, there's too much satanic rituals at the Super Bowl, but still, it doesn't hurt to point that out. What's going on either? I can always show that video exposed Super Bowl. Good to know. Okay, let me see here. You must join the clan because he talked about the deep information of alien. Oh yeah. Speaking of aliens, alien things, I should show about that whole Miami, Florida ball alien thing. I should show that today, anyways. Definitely should show that. Oh, the weather is getting weirder out here. Oh, trust me. The weather has been getting weirder since 2019 and 18. It's like 1 minute it's cold, next minute it's hot. It just keeps switching back and forth. It just keeps switching. That's why. And we already know for a fact who controls the weather, besides the Most High God, those people in power. They control the weather too by using a machine. But of course, I go deep in that scenario too. But it's insane, crazy. Extremely crazy. But instead of me talking, let me just show what's going on. Okay, let's show that damn Super Bowl, shall we? I ain't playing no audio music. No, let's just show what Usher did with Alicia Keys. For real. And then on top of that, Usher was wearing a jacket symbol, the Phoenix. So people should know, of course, what that means. I already know exactly what that means. Be honest, I don't trust people in the YouTube community because of drama, playing Two-Face. I can actually agree on that. We do have some snakes and agents who play on YouTube. I mean, Facebook's no different. All these social media's no different. I mean, TikTok's no different. So you're not safe. You're not safe in general. So it doesn't matter what platform you're on. You're not safe. You're just not safe at all. All right, Super Bowl. Let's see here. I'm gonna look at the Usher Alicia Keys thing, but what the hell? I was not trying to play that. What the fuck? Hold on, I'll be back, folks. Hold on. All right, folks. Hope y'all ready. I'm not gonna play any music. I'm gonna hide the audio. But hold on. I'm gonna. Didn't mean to turn my camera on. That was an accident. Exactly what I do. I didn't mean to turn my camera on. That was an accident. But yes, always keep your circle small. That's what I do. All right, folks. I hope y'all ready for this. I can keep an eye on this on my phone as I'm showing y'all the symbolism. Thanks out to True What's His Name because I already knew about the Super Bowl thing. But I really, really want to show how crazy and sick the Super Bowl is. I'm literally just going to show it to y'all. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to show it to you because everybody knows. Also, I'm going to talk about another incident to show. I'm going to show another incident to y'all. Besides Cheeky Jakes and blah, blah, blah. Right, I'm going to show y'all something else. I'm going to show you something else. It's about a certain pastor, of course, that's been evil for a long time. Okay, I hope y'all can see this closely. I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to show it. Pay close attention to this. It's funny that people these days act like children. Oh, definitely. 100%. Okay, let's go to, let me show y'all. She said she's wearing all red. We already know what the red means. Symbolism. E.T. symbolism as well. I mean, do you see Usher on her? Look at that. You cannot tell me that's not promoting adultery. You can't tell me that's not promoting adultery now. You can't tell me that. Especially this part. Look at that. He has the Phoenix on there. We already know the symbolism stands for that. But look at that. Come on now. That's promoting adultery. That is so promoting adultery. But look at this. Now, that's disturbing. That's disturbing. And that's disgusting. Look at that. Can't tell me that's not disturbing, disgusting, right? You can't tell me that. And then he continues to still do it. He still does it. Come on now. You can't tell me about that shit ain't normal. Or the symbolism and stuff that's going on. Or the rituals that's going on. You can't tell me about that shit. You can't tell me. We don't see kids playing outside anymore these days anymore. No, we don't. I agree. Hello, Will. Hello, Will Farmer number 1. How's it going? But we will begin to the alien thing and stuff like that. We're going to get down to all this because this is insane. But let me show y'all the comment section of this video I just shown. Look how crazy this stuff is. Look at the comment section. You can't tell me this is not disturbing. Look at those comments. Look at these comments. Is that not normal to you? They're sitting there applauding these two. Bunch of zombies still under this nonsense of supporting these celebrities. Y'all idiots think this shit's a joke. You think it's funny. This shit ain't a joke. None of that's normal. None of that stuff ain't normal at all. Y'all sit there just being stupid, being dumb. Let me get off of this nonsense. I think I've seen enough of that. That's already disturbing as it is. All right, let's go to the mall part, shall we? Miami Mall. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me see these. Everybody knows that 9/11 was a setup, all because a big Mason ritual happened. Exactly. I said 9/11 was a setup. I've been said that. And what did I get back then? Oh no. It's not a setup. You said, of course, that there was no people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I made one mistake back then. But I did say it was a setup because it was a setup. But a lot of people didn't want to believe that. Come on now. Media be lying too much. Yep, that's true. 100% true. Okay, let's go to Miami Mall. We're gonna discuss about that. We're gonna discuss about Cat Williams. Oh, I'm gonna show y'all some stuff because a lot of people know about this. Okay, I don't know which video this. Wait, what the hell? Okay, all right. I think I spelt it wrong. I don't know. I think I did. Let me try again. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go with the CBS Miami. We're gonna go with that video. We're gonna go with that one. We're gonna go with that. Let's go with this video right here. And you two, you can try and take me down on this. It's not gonna work. Let's go. Let's go.
CBSMiami.com.
It involves talk of alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace. On New Year's Day, there was a massive police response in downtown Miami. More than 50 young people armed with sticks began fighting. Police say juveniles were also setting off fireworks, causing chaos.
So now people are posting online saying that police weren't there to handle a group of rowdy teens, but rather 8 to 10 feet tall shadowy aliens. Conspiracy theories are saying a big creature could be seen standing in front of the entrance to the shopping area, Bayside. Today, the phrases Miami Mall and aliens of Miami have been among the top 10 searches on Twitter's trending tab. Twitter, of course, now called X. And Google News even has several reports questioning the event.
So we reached out to the Miami Police Department.
Damn media. But we already know that. We already know that stuff exists. Come on now. So what happened is they have a mental ritual of the typhoon. Yep. Yes. All right. Who wants to see a video about Cat Williams, what he said about the industry? Who wants to see a video on that? I want to show what Cat Williams said, what he said. Let's show that video for real. I want people but we're going to show one video that's talking about these celebrities. Just one celebrity video. One. We're going to show the video that he exposed these people in comedy. That's what we're going to show. He told the truth about them. Yes, he did. Yep. Yeah, he did. But I want to show the evidence. I want people to see this for themselves on my channel. They never seen it. So, and I don't like going to no full video when he speaks truth. I don't like doing all that. I like to go to a video where he exposes the truth. So let me see. Which video should we go with first? Which one should we go with first? This is going to be a tough one. I want to go to no full 2-hour video. I'm not doing all that. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find one. I think I found the video. I think I found one. I'm going to show. Hang on. I found one. And don't worry. I'm looking at y'all's comments. Don't worry. I'll keep an eye on things. Okay, we're going to go with this one.
The time is right.
Let them have it, fellas.
We need your help.
And I needed you to know why I came by.
Yeah, I need you to tell us why.
People know I don't go everywhere. I'm not interested in talking to people unless it's like a Larry King or somebody of an amazing ilk that I would actually want to go talk to in real life.
Okay.
I don't do it so I can sell product, and I got things to sell, so let me come talk. You have a great product here, and as a fan base, we love the attention that you spend on the guests. We love how much work you've done, how well you know them, how prepared you are. The same things that we liked about you in football. You brought that on over to here, and that's why it resonates. And the reason I had to come is because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate
that. And I have watched all of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies. I'm talking about things that have never been heard in all of Black Hollywood. They feel comfortable sitting here lying to you about it.
You gonna set the record straight?
Are you kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Cat Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike.
Wait.
And Cat Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's 3 quick points.
3 quick.
You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know
he shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he was...
Sir, no one... Why no... He was with KD? He beat up Terry Crews? Why nobody know this story? You talking about in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and he... What? So Ricky Smiley knows this. It's because, well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars lie. But I can tell you this. We auditioned in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I was audition number 201. 200 black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying all 201 of us was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the role in 4 days? The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Cat Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy,
right,
where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was gonna play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? Why? And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Cat Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his? You can't say my lines, I wrote them.
Fortune is my best friend.
Hey,
Usually stupid tell ads. Let me stop this. Continue.
That's how I already know that I'm going to be funnier than you. What he told everybody was, Cat Williams, don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steve and Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Cat?
That's where he's a believable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
So that's why, because when we released that clip and he said that, you responded because he said he was supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie.
So
that he.
Yeah, Cat Williams, you speak true, but also you speak a little bit too much hypocrisy right there, and that's what I noticed. Hold on, everybody, hold on. We're gonna get with the next video. And this is talking about hold on, what really said. Yep. I know it's freedom of speech on this system and live chat. Correct. All right, I'm going to show Disease X. We're really gonna go down to nitty-gritty what's going on. Because I noticed a lot of people here on YouTube don't talk about Disease X. Yes, you heard me, Disease X. Did y'all know about Disease X? You know about the next pandemic? Was you aware about the next pandemic? When it was coming, did you know about it? I think people wasn't aware about Disease X. Well, you're going to find out about Disease X. You're going to find out. Disease X is going to be much of a huger threat than COVID. You think I'm making it up? Look it up yourself. You'll see it. But I'm going to show evidence. I'm going to show evidence and I'm going to show proof. All right, so let's see here. Which one should we go with first? Okay.
With my FICO, I get easy access to credit reports. 20%.
get off of that. We're also going to discuss about the high prices. I'm going to show that off. Let me see here. They are made by the government Freemason. Yeah, Freemasons. Yeah, Freemasonry. Yeah, you're 100% right. Oh, dang. I did not know about that. Thank you for informing me. I did not know anything about that. E2, did I say play the video? Damn, bro. Okay. High prices. No. Okay, so no, I'm gonna put higher prices. Let's do it. All right, I'm still here. All right, we're going to go on a video about the high prices. Let's start with the news. Let's start with this.
We're used to paying max about $8 a pound for crawfish in a restaurant or store that's fully cooked and ready to take home. But get this, you will get a damn small stroke and heart attack after hearing and learning that crawfish will cost this season. The price. Joining us now here to reveal those prices on the Factor Uncensored, Mike Trend from Mike Seafood. Mike, so when we talk about crawfish, like $8, $9, $10 a pound in the restaurant, last year, year before last, what are we talking about this year?
Our establishment, we're charging $13.99. I've seen up to $15.99 a pound.
Wow.
Due to the fact that there's barely any crawfish on the market.
And that's almost double the price. So what's causing this? You said barely any crawfish, but what brought about the few amount of crawfish that's available on the market?
Well, what happened? We had a severe drought last year. Lack of rain, high heat, and just killed out the crawfish. On top of that, in the southern part of Louisiana, they found high salinity in the soil. That means a lot of salt, so they're killing out the crawfish. So, out of 1,000 acres, they're able to bring maybe a few sacks. And on top of you talk about bait, cost of bait, labor, and gas to bring it up here. That's why you see the astronomical price that you're seeing right now.
And we're not just talking about Texas. We're talking about all over the country. The further away you get from Texas, the more expensive it gets because of transporting it.
Yes, sir. You got it correctly. Like I said, all these are out of Louisiana. These from Lafitte's Crawfish, my boy Andrew at Lafitte's, from Eunice and Crowley area.
And these are live crawfish.
Yes, yeah. These are out of Eunice and Crowley area right here.
So there you go. That's a live crawfish there. And this is like gold right now.
You're looking at a pot of gold right here. There's literally a pot of gold right here. So, yeah. You're paying anywhere right now. Restaurants are paying anywhere from $9 to $10. If you're buying retail, you're looking at like $11 a pound right now for live.
Wow.
So we're not making any money, by the way.
And so do you foresee restaurants having fewer and fewer crawfish for the season this year?
Listen, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Next week, we're going to have a cold freeze coming in. That's going to severely affect the crawfish. They're going to die off, so we're going to have a shortage again. And after that, it's going to get better. It's going to get a little better. I say about March, I want to say, it's going to be a lot. But you can see the price drop. I won't say it will be like what it was we had before, but they will drop eventually. Yeah.
And of course, what would obviously you have some cooked crawfish here. Sir. Let's take a look at these. Now, tell us how these are done and how these are prepared.
These are Asian style. You got garlic butter and all the stuff outside of the salsa with butter on it. These are Cajun style. These are so.
Hold on for 1 second, folks. Hold on. Let me see if I can find something on high prices. Hang on. Let me see here. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. I got one. Let's check about groceries. Well, you know me exactly is. I don't like to look at the whole grocery thing, but that's actually contributing to it. Right, let's see here. That's hilarious. Okay, let's see. Sorry. No, you're all good. Oh yeah, thank you for telling me that. Truth. Thank you for telling that. Hello, remote tripod. Hello, Will Pharma. Okay, let me show you all the high prices. Let me go show that stuff off right now. Will I be exposed to Taylor Swift? Maybe. Maybe I will expose her because I already know too much about her. Too much. What the? Hold on, folks. Hold on. Okay, my apologies, folks. All right, let's get back to what we was trying to get back to until I was interrupted. Okay, let's go to this because I was trying to go to this earlier.
Want a satisfying, remote-friendly job that pays well? Get into tech quickly with 1010.
Despite a robust jobs report and soaring stock market, President Biden continues to face headwinds when it comes to convincing voters the U.S. economy is strong. While the price of gasoline has dropped, other items like groceries are still expensive.
And this really is. If there's one issue that stays there, I always remember, my dad in our family, my dad, of course, filled up all the gas, filled up gas tanks, and he went grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And George would give us a report when he came back. Can you believe
about the
milk
economy
costs? Can you believe how much? And we would hear it,
Yeah, but that's
every Saturday when he would come. It's a great
Everybody
gauge.
has to buy groceries.
It's a great gauge.
In fact, according to Pew Research, 72% of Americans say they are very concerned about the cost of food and consumer goods. Our next guest is taking a look at what's driving those prices so high. Joining us now, White House economics reporter for the Washington Post, Jeff Stein. So, Jeff, what is it?
Yeah, grocery prices are still climbing from when Joe's dad bought them. It's incredible. We've seen inflation come down from 9% to 3%, huge progress, but a bunch of idiosyncratic factors, including floods in California and the hurricane in Florida and other international shocks, including the war in Ukraine, have meant that even though some consumer prices for things like used cars and gasoline have fallen, grocery prices remain really sticky. They rose by 12% 2 years ago, which was the highest number in over 4 decades. They rose by another 5% last year. And this is the number one way that people say that inflation is still hurting them, far more than housing, far more than gas. As Joe was saying, this is the critical economic issue, and there's no really easy option for the Biden administration. They have approved the biggest expansion of food stamps in generations, and that has been huge for keeping the bottom 40 million or so people from really facing a much bigger spike in food insecurity. But if you're right above that threshold in sort of the lower middle class, you're not really seeing that benefit, and you're also being crushed by, these huge increases. We've seen some price normalization: lettuce, eggs, tomatoes, apples, all those things have come in the right direction, and the White House is really eager to continue to see that progress as some of these, as I said, idiosyncratic supply chain factors play out. But the volatility of it is really shocking to people. And, I do my grocery shopping, and you see just things that seem inexplicable. And that makes people feel, according to the Democratic pollsters I talked to, like there's something that's wrong with the economy, something fundamentally broken or out of control that makes them feel this sense of instability, even if their wages are up substantially.
So, Jeff, if inflation is ticking down, and it is broadly in this country, which is a trend in the right direction for people who go out and buy things, everybody in this country, what is it specifically? You mentioned the supply chain. What is it specifically about food prices that remain so stubborn? I was at the Stop and Shop yesterday, and it remains staggering when you get that final number up there on the screen. It can't be real, but it is. And is there hope that they can tick down here in the next few months?
There's a lot of hope for the Biden administration in that the Agriculture Department is still projecting basically flat food inflation for this year. So that's a really good sign if you're a Democrat, that things will not continue to get worse. But really, we're in this era of climate-related agricultural industrial shocks that have really made this situation very, very volatile. And, we had an avian flu outbreak. 80 million birds were affected in Florida because of the hurricanes. You had the worst citrus output since the Great Depression last year. And while those individual things will normalize this year, we don't know what, the current natural disasters in California or other global natural disasters could cause. We've also seen a bunch of nations institute export restrictions in the wake of the war in Ukraine. When global commodity prices rose, a lot of nations said, we're going to keep our stuff here, which made sense for them, but sort of reduced global supply. And since these are such global markets, we continue to see, sunflower oil and other kind of important products that come from Southeast Asia in particular. A lot of those nations are holding on.
All right, let's get off the news for a minute. What's going on, True Anonymous? How's it going? Let me see it. Yeah, you heard about yeah, Vince Man, what he done? Yeah. I would love to pull that up about what Vince Man did. Let me pull that up. Let's pull that up right now about what Vince Man did. Let's go and pull that up now. What he did. Let's do it. So, yeah. Let me see here. Well, you take it easy, Truth, anti-Freemasonry. You take it easy, man. Let me see here. Oh, I'm watching y'all's comments. I'm looking at y'all's comments. Don't worry. No, I hear what you're saying exactly. I'm just not here to discuss about that right now. But yeah, bro, man. Yeah, let me go play that about what Vince Man did. Let's go and play the video. Not what WWE says. No, let's just play what people said about how guilty he was. Let's just play it.
You got me grinning, and I want to sound.
There's a huge update on the Brock Lesnar Vince McMahon scandal, as Brock Lesnar has made a shocking admission. And now some of WWE's biggest stars are breaking their silence about the Brock Lesnar Vince McMahon situation. Seth Rollins recently said the following: "It sucks. It's horrible. It's disgusting. I don't like hearing about it, reading about it. It's abhorrent. I hope if the allegations are accurate, I hope anybody involved with it gets what's coming to them." And that is a key line right there. I hope anybody involved with it gets what's coming to them. And there has been another major sign that WWE has quietly moved on from Brock Lesnar as they continue erasing him from the company as if he never existed. WWE has replaced Brock Lesnar from the opening WWE Together video package that they show in front of every single show, where they show a slew of WWE stars inside of the WWE logo. Brock Lesnar was a mainstay in this video package, but now they have deleted him. In his place, LA Knight. Brock Lesnar has to be very worried right now, and obviously he is lawyering up as he begins to face the consequences of being involved in illegal trafficking, which Vince McMahon allegedly roped him into and offered a female WWE employee to fool around with if he re-signed with WWE. That's illegal. And it was revealed a couple weeks back that federal agents in the USA are investigating Vince and Brock. Search warrants have been executed and they are on the case. And in the coming weeks, we're going to be learning more about what kind of charges Brock and Vince will be facing. Some believe that Brock Lesnar, once these charges are officially filed against him and a court date is set, Brock will have no choice but to plead guilty because there is simply too much evidence against him. And as part of pleading guilty, he will receive a much lighter sentence. Maybe he agrees to testify against Vince McMahon. What are your thoughts about the current situation with?
Let me go back to the Vince McMahon thing. After that, of course, we're going to go with the whole gaming situation, the gaming community, because there's also been some agendas and stuff been pushed on that, and narratives been pushing with them too. Not very, very good stuff about the gaming industry too. So I definitely will be getting into that. Definitely. Yes. Check this out. Look like Stephanie McMahon has some allegations against her. Oh, shoots. Oh, damn. Let me go show this before we get to the gaming stuff. Let's get into the gaming stuff. Well, we're about to get into the gaming stuff in a few minutes, but I'm going to show this. Check this out.
Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this uncomfortable and unplanned video. This is to do with Ashley Mazzaro and the rape allegations. So I feel like before we get to the thumbnail, the title, I need to bring you up to speed. So Ashley Mazzaro, of course, sadly no longer with us. She took her own life a few years ago. She was part of the WWE roster. They went over to Kuwait for a tribute to the troops, entertaining the troops type show. And over there, she alleges that she was raped, she was sodomized, and this obviously had a horrific effect on the rest of her life. Actually, Cara, in this interview, a friend of Ashley's, says that she is 99% certain that Ashley took her own life because of what happened here and what we're going to discuss. So this is an interview. So that's the backstory. Very, very quick overview, of course. But that's the backstory to what Ashley alleged happened in Kuwait. This is an interview with Ashley's friend Cara. This dropped about 20 hours ago by the looks of it. I was not aware of this, and I don't think the wrestling world is aware of this, but it is actually starting to get noticed. Tweets are starting to reference this interview, and you lot are now tagging me in those tweets. So that's how this has come onto my radar. This is News Nation. And they have done this interview with Cara, friend of Ashley, and they've really kind of gone through the timeline of what happened. And there's a few details in this interview that we were not aware of before. The big one being the thumbnail and the title, right? Which is that Stephanie McMahon knew about this, was involved in this, right? She was involved in the board meeting. So that's a shock, because up until this point, this is what we were aware of. So what I'm about to show you, this is Ashley's own words, and it's from a 2016 lawsuit to do with concussions, right? WWE were being sued for concussions and not protecting wrestlers. Part of that suit involved Ashley revealing what she alleged had happened to her, right? And so we get quite a bit of detail. There's quite a few pages to this. You can actually find her whole affidavits on Reddit, right? That's where I've got this from. So the bit we're looking at is Dr. Rios informed Vince, who informed Kevin Dunn, John Laurinaitis, and several other company executives or lawyers that I had never even met, but were all present at a meeting that I was called into shortly after. Vince led the meeting with these men and asked me to recount what happened in Kuwait. Then he said it was not in the best interest for the WWE for me to make the information about my attack public. I was still completely traumatized at that point, and I just agreed. It was clear that there had already been a conversation and that they had reached a decision on their own prior to consulting with me, as this was not a debate, but rather Vince instructing me to keep this confidential. Vince did at least apologize for what I went through, but then stressed if I disclosed this incident, it would ruin the relationship between the WWE and the US military. He told me not to let one bad experience ruin the good work they were doing. His lack of sensitivity in referring to my ordeal as one bad experience left me speechless. Vince went on to say that I would not be required to travel to the Middle East ever again, and that WWE would institute a new policy where anytime a female WWE performer went to the Middle East, she would have a female WWE escort with her 24/7 to ensure this did not happen again. Now, the reason why I read that out for you is because that's the only insight I've ever seen into what happened at that meeting. So Ashley came back from Kuwait, and she says that's the meeting that took place. Apparently, she had spoken to Vince before that as well, but the meeting was sort of the official, this is what we're going to do, right? It was sort of these are the next steps, and clearly there were no next steps apart from WWE saying, let's not let this one bad experience ruin our relationship with the US military, and also women will have an escort 24/7 in the Middle East, right? Which I would be very interested to know if that is still in place to this day. But the reason why I read that as well is because at no point there does it mention Steph. So it does make it very difficult to know if Steph was in that room, because Ashley doesn't mention Steph, but she may not have felt the need to have separated Steph. She does say that there were several other company executives or lawyers that were in that meeting, but they're not named. Right? So we didn't get them named. One of those could have been Steph. She does continue to say that Vince led this meeting with these men and asked me to recount what happened in Kuwait. So again, she does say that the meeting is full of this meeting with these men. She doesn't mention a woman being in there. I don't want to be too nitpicky, though. You know, this is a statement from 2016, and just because she hasn't mentioned Steph like by name in there, I don't know if that is confirmation that Steph wasn't in that meeting, or if she just was kind of grouped in with the company executives, right? But it's very, very clear what Cara is saying, right? Let's make no mistake about what Cara is. She is saying Steph was in that room. She was in that room, right? She says that Steph was involved because Vince wanted Ashley to feel comfortable and safe, and that when they went into the boardroom and Steph was in that boardroom, it was quite clear that Ashley was on her own. She felt threatened. She said there was no compassion for Ashley and there was no sympathy for Ashley either. So it's a gray area, of course, right? It's a gray area. These are allegations. All we can do is present information, right? And it's up to people to make up their own minds as to who knew what action was taken, if it was the right action. But I think if Steph was in that room, that is going to be quite shocking for people, because I certainly wasn't aware that she had been in that room. And you would hope that someone like Steph, with the relationship that she's got with her dad, that being her dad, you would hope that she would be able to stand up and say, this is not right, and ring the alarm. No one sounded the alarm for Ashley. No, this was quite clearly contained, controlled, managed, restricted. It wasn't dealt with and investigated the way that it should have been. And you would like to think that someone would have rung the alarm. So for Steph to have been involved in that process, allegedly involved in that process, and not rung an alarm, not sounded the alarm, not stood up for Ashley, that is a really, really bad reflection on Steph. But again, it's an allegation. That's why the thumbnail says allegation. Right, that's why the title says allegation. It's why I've shown you what Ashley said in the past as well, so that we've got the full picture, or as full a picture as what we can manage, obviously with Ashley no longer with us. I don't know that this will gain traction and that Steph will speak on this topic, but just absolutely horrific.
What do you guys say about that, folks? Disgusting, right? WWE. Hey, the WWE, of course, had a POD that was Vince McMahon. But everybody should know what I'm going through with that one. So next thing we're gonna look up is gaming. The gaming, the whole gaming community agenda going on. Then we're gonna look up wars or rumors of wars. We'll look that up too, and I think that's going to be about it, because I can't think of anything else to show what's going on. I mean, unless I missed something, let me know. So y'all can let me know, of course. If I missed anything, please let me know. But the whole gaming community situation, they have been pushing a lot of agendas lately. Like when it comes to the feminist movement towards this female character, blah blah blah. Oh, there's been so much stuff going on with that. I'm not making it up at all. And then I've been hearing about a company, Sony, on Michael Jackson's brand, but of course I don't want to get too much into that as much as I know too much. Let me see if I can find that gaming video about the gaming community, or what agenda narrative they was pushing. Let me see if I can find one of the videos. Give me a minute. I'm going to find it. So y'all can see what I'm talking about, because I remember sharing it too. If I didn't share it, we'll have to look to my history. Let me see here. Where are we? Well, I'm going to look up one gaming videos about the Mortal Kombat 1 community thing, what they're dealing with. I'm going to look that up. But I will be finding the other one I'm talking about, so give me 1 minute. Hold on, folks. Okay, let me see here. Damn, that's fucked up for real. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, because there's been YouTubers who's been talking about MK1. Y'all remember the MK1 game, right? They came out last year, right? There's been videos made about it, so let's get into it.
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
This is how it happened. This is how Mortal Kombat 1 died.
No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait.
What is with these? What is with this intro? I'm here for the video.
According to everyone online, Mortal Kombat 1 is dying. The Steam charts are at an all-time low, not even reaching 2,000 players each day, which is never a good sign, and on top of that, the creator Ed Boon has gone radio silent on Twitter, which of course is also not a good sign. However, according to the PlayStation charts though, this month did see an increase in players by 24% on PlayStation, so that's good. The internet does tend to exaggerate things, but even I have to admit that Mortal Kombat 1 is in a not so good spot. And it's a darn shame too, because the gameplay is actually better than ever. The online desync issues have been fixed, we're getting crossplay this month, and even the Nintendo Switch version is working now. Amazing, right? That's actually crazy to hear, but it's true. Mortal Kombat 1 somehow runs well on the Switch. I can't believe it. Now, are the graphics a bit goofy? Yeah, for sure, especially if you zoom in real close on the characters and see their textures, but come on, it's the Switch. Not exactly a powerful console. But that also being said, I have no idea why NetherRealm chose to skip the previous generation consoles like the PS4 or the Xbox One. I get that Mortal Kombat 1 is supposed to be next gen, but come on, if the game can run on the Switch, then it can definitely run on the PS4, and that would have just been more sales and more players. Not to mention, the game is getting crossplay this month, as mentioned earlier, or at least that's the plan. So far, NetherRealm has not been super good at keeping true to their deadlines, so fingers crossed this time they are being honest and we do get crossplay in February, but I'm just saying that's one more reason to release the game on PS4 and other previous generation consoles. Alright, so with all that out of the way, how did this happen? Why is Mortal Kombat 1 in such a bad spot? Let's go ahead and work backwards. I think a big mistake made recently was to delay the Season 4 of Invasions. I know nobody loves Invasions, but believe it or not, plenty of people are still playing it all the time because they do actually want the free skins, and also the combat coins to spend at the shrine. They also love leveling up their characters and unlocking stuff that way too. Even though I don't know anybody who loves Invasions, I do know plenty of people who still play it all the time, regardless of how they feel about it, because they do want those unlocks. And like mentioned earlier, the online was also not in a good spot until recently. There were desyncs everywhere, and as a result, most people could not play online like they wanted to, and instead did have to switch to single-player modes like Invasion. But now they're done, and they've grinded for everything, so there's no reason to hop onto the game anymore at this point until Season 4 gets here, which is why I really do wish that NetherRealm would just drop Season 4 right now. But instead, it seems like they want everything to come out at once, so that includes Peacemaker, and Season 4 of Invasions, and also the crossplay. They want all of this stuff to release at the same time, which I personally think is a very dumb decision. And I have no problem saying that, because contrary to popular belief, I do not work for NetherRealm, and I never have worked for NetherRealm. Yes, they do sometimes invite me to special events, but so does every other fighting game developer. They reach out to me, and if I have the free time, I accept the offer. I still do work a day job, keep in mind, so I'm not always free. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because there are some people in the comment section who genuinely believe that I work for NetherRealm, which is not true and has never been true. I have no idea where they got that information or if they're simply lying for the fun of it, but now everyone watching, you know that I've never worked for any of these developers, ever. Alright, so back on track. Why I think that Mortal Kombat 1 is seeing a decline in players. I think the combat pack is a big villain in this story, honestly, because NetherRealm should have given us a full character every month and also a cameo character every now and then, but instead they spaced it apart even further. where one month you get a full character, then the next month you get a cameo. And I think cameos are cool, but the reality is I don't think most players get that hype over a cameo DLC, right? How many players do you think hop onto the game because a new cameo character is out? Oh my god, I gotta switch back to Mortal Kombat 1. Forget Tekken 8, a cameo character came out. I gotta hop on Mortal Kombat 1, let's go! Yeah, I just don't think most people feel that way. Sure, some diehard veteran players might get that excited, but most players aren't going to get that excited over a cameo DLC. But that being said, I also do think that the NetherRealm community, the NetherRealm players, if you will, are a really tough bunch to keep around. If you don't give Mortal Kombat players something new all the time, a reason to stick around, then they're just going to switch to a different game, which is actually less common with other fighting game communities. Look at Street Fighter 6. It takes them a long time to pull out a new DLC character. There has not been new content in Street Fighter 6 for a long time. But guess what? People keep on playing anyway. Their community remains strong and still has consistent players every single day. And that's not unique to Street Fighter. I would argue that Tekken has an even more loyal fan base, and some games haven't gotten content for years, and people are still playing them, like thousands every day. Which means, for whatever reason, NetherRealm players are just the exception. For whatever reason, we don't stick around unless we have content all the time to keep us interested. And if I'm being honest, I'm not completely sure why that is. Maybe because Mortal Kombat 1 is so mainstream, and therefore most of the players are mainstream, and perhaps mainstream gamers are more likely to get bored and just leave. But I digress. The main point I'm trying to make here is I do believe that NetherRealm did a lot of stuff to sabotage their own game, unintentionally, along with...
Are you still only getting a job on your birthday? Then you need the new and improved Flesh.
Oh my gosh.
Warner Brothers games. However, at the same time, I have to admit that the NetherRealm players are extremely flaky. The Mortal Kombat players do not stick around for very long. But at the same time, NetherRealm should be aware of that. They should know their audience by now, right? It's been 10 straight years of making games. And ironically enough, I think that's why the Living Towers were such a good idea. Keep in mind, I never liked the Living Towers. I thought it was super repetitive and not interesting at all. But at the same time, it gave players a reason to constantly come back to the game, because anytime there was a holiday, Living Tower. Anytime there was a Mortal Kombat anniversary of some kind, here's a Living Tower event. All of which kept players coming back to Mortal Kombat 11 because they wanted to do the tower. The towers were fun and goofy for most people. I personally hate anything that takes away from the core fighting game itself. So I hate all the stuff flying around on screen. I hate the floor traps. I don't like any of those random things that I can't control. But I think I'm in the minority there, and most people did love these silly Living Tower events, and also it made for great content, right? It was still a great YouTube video. Even if I did not like those crazy Living Tower events, it was good for YouTube. So I guess what I'm saying is, NetherRealm needs to bring that stuff back. They have to find a way to give us special events like that all the time. Anything to keep players coming back to the game on a weekly basis, or at least a monthly basis, because as mentioned earlier, the cameo characters aren't going to bring people back. You need either a full character or at least a fun event of some kind to keep players interested, right? As you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know in the comments down below what you would do to save Mortal Kombat 1 at this point. Just imagine that NetherRealm gave you a big pile of money and said, save this game. What are you gonna do to make it happen? I'm curious. I want to hear your ideas on how to save this game, because I've already told you most of mine. And like I keep saying in every video, I truly do read each and every comment. So grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. Who knows? Maybe Mortal Kombat 1 can't be saved, and this game is going to die a super early death, which would be a darn shame, because I'm going to be honest with you all right now. And as mentioned earlier, I'm not paid by NetherRealm, okay? So I'm being genuine when I say this. Mortal Kombat 1 is my favorite Mortal Kombat game that I've played. And I'm including Mortal Kombat X. That game had swag combos. I loved the run pressure, but when you were blocking, the defense felt terrible. I hated it, man. If you guessed wrong twice, overhead or low, you just lost the round. You could even guess wrong on a throw and still lose the round, because some characters could combo off their throws, like Sonya Blade. It was ridiculous. It still did like 33% damage, man. So yeah, Mortal Kombat X was very fun if you were the person attacking. But once you had to block, it was no longer fun, and I hated it, man. The constant guessing was ridiculous. The game was still very fun, to be sure, but also extremely stressful, whereas Mortal Kombat 1 feels just as fun, but it's not as ridiculous with the guessing. Plus, you don't have to worry about about run cancels, which I personally never thought were very fun. I love the run ability for chasing down the opponent, but having to do it during certain combos and how tough it was to run cancel a lot of moves was super frustrating to me and just not that fun. I definitely do prefer the gameplay of Mortal Kombat 1. It's the most fun I've ever had playing a Mortal Kombat game, and I'm not joking. Most fighting games, I don't spend all my free time playing, okay? I know it sounds crazy because I'm a fighting game YouTuber, but it's true. For most fighting games, I did not log on to play every day, but I did for Mortal Kombat 1 because it was just that fun. There was so much depth. I loved experimenting with the cameos, mixing and matching them. It's still fun to this day. I'm finding new teams and new pairings, and it's still really enjoyable. So if Mortal Kombat 1 really does die, that's going to be a darn shame, because I really do think it's the most fun I've had playing a Mortal Kombat game. And also, I was looking forward to Combat Pack 2. There was tons of speculation online, and we know NetherRealm's already working on it, so I hope it doesn't get canceled. But honestly, it could. I think at the very least, we're going to get Combat Pack 1, and that's going to finish, and we're going to get all the characters. And also, I hope everyone stops comparing these games together. Yeah, it's fun to compare and contrast games a little bit, but what I mean is, I hate when people say, oh, you play this game? Well, I play that game, and my game's better. Why can't we both just enjoy our games? Why can't we just both play each game? I play Tekken 8 and Mortal Kombat 1. I don't hate either one. They're both fantastic games in my opinion. Tekken 8 has way better gameplay, there's way more characters for sure, but I still love Mortal Kombat 1. But for some reason, people online just love to argue about which game's better and demonize people for playing their preferred game, and I just hate that. But I'm getting off topic. Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below.
Okay, we're gonna go on to the next video. Street Fighter 6. And after that, we're gonna go to the whole gaming, thing I was talking about earlier. So yeah, we're gonna go with the whole Street Fighter 6 thing. So yeah. Oh, y'all ready for some Street Fighter 6? Because then after we're going to go with the whole gaming agenda, then we're going to go with the whole rumors of wars after this. All right, let's go with this.
Metagenics gets to the root of whole body health with pure, potent ingredients sourced from nature.
Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Today we're talking Street Fighter 6 and specifically what the community as a whole might have in terms of gripes with Street Fighter 6. Now, to preface before we even get into it, this is not by far and away, this is not a slam piece against the game. I like Street Fighter 6, even if I don't love everything about it, and I feel that's the case for just about everyone. Street Fighter 6 pretty much has almost a near universally positive reception. Very few people actually just truly outright dislike the game. That said, however, as much as you like any given game, you can have, some foibles with it, some issues with it, and that's what this video is going to be covering. So over on Twitter, we had one of those, engagement style tweets say something bad about the game Street Fighter 6, and Twitter is certainly not hard up for tweets of that style. It's pretty common on the platform, right? That's just how Twitter works. But I did find a lot of the responses and answers to it pretty interesting, both on what people were talking about and what people weren't talking about. Like, yes, there was certainly an influx of, oh, it doesn't have the character I like, therefore game bad. Doesn't have Sakura, which of course is factually incorrect because nobody cares about Sakura. The only right answer in this situation would be Hakan. And every day without Hakan's light to guide us, I feel it. He is the character Street Fighter 6 needs. So that aside, some of the things I didn't see are a lot of character-specific balance talk, because we've kind of discussed that to death at this point, right? We all know who's good and who's not good at this point in Street Fighter 6 life. The only thing left is for Ken players to downplay their main. There's very little left to say on that front. Also, I didn't see a lot of talk about the universal mechanics, specifically Drive Rush, Drive Impact, all that kind of stuff. That and, parry, very divisive, but we've had those arguments. There's no new land under the sun to be discovered there, right? We know about it, is what it is. Hopefully, one day, some of these elements might get patched, might get tweaked, but we're not there right now. But in this video, let me talk you through a lot of the through lines that I saw that were very common complaints about what people didn't like about Street Fighter 6. Some of these things perhaps can be addressed in the future. Some are just kind of inherently what the game is and can't really be changed. But it's a good idea on what the community is thinking about Street Fighter 6 now that the game's been out for some months. Now, one of the big ones that definitely appeared a lot was the music. And yes, we have litigated the music debate for, well, since before the game even actually came out. We've been hearing the tracks and people had their opinions. At this point, I would say I think it's pretty universal. People just don't like the overall track. You know, people say, well, what about this track? This track's a banger, so and so. And yeah, everyone likes, you know, a few tracks. Same here. I like a few tracks. But overall, compared to, like, say, the classic Street Fighter themes or what we even had in Street Fighter V, the vibe they were going for does not resonate with most people. You will always find defenders. That's just how it is. But overwhelmingly, I believe the music kind of a swing and a miss. Not exactly something you can change at this point, unless you want to go like jukebox mode and like let people just put in their own custom tracks over everything, like say Tekken does, and then just add a lot of the classic themes of the game. But hey, this has been an argument since forever, but it still stands. People don't seem to care for the music. Now, I did mention very little on the actual gameplay front was mentioned. More things outside of the core gameplay mechanics. But when it did come to gameplay, the one thing I saw mentioned more than anything else was people still don't like throw loops. It certainly is a decision, especially since they went out of their way in Street Fighter V to remove them. But generally, outside for the people who would defend it, you know, just is very limited interaction. And as a spectator, it's also not very fun to watch. But now let's talk the one that seems to appear the most out of every issue people have with the game, both the content and the monetization. If you don't care about a lot of the little avatar lobby stuff and all that kind of stuff they're putting out, other than the costumes we got, there's like very little post-launch content. The DLC drip, if you would, for new characters is very slow compared to a lot of other games. To the point where it's pretty noticeable, honestly. And then add to the fact in mind for a lot of the content that's coming, either the costumes for the characters or say some of the collaboration content like the Ninja Turtle stuff, it's expensive. Doubly so when you consider Street Fighter 6 is indeed a full price game. This is monetization levels you would see, say, in a free-to-play game like Fortnite. And even then, Fortnite's cheaper on some of these. The amount of tweets I've seen on this specific set of issues here, just the amount of content and the cost of the content.
Will that be debit or credit?
Both.
What do you mean?
Really shows this is probably the biggest issue Street Fighter 6 currently has, if only for the fact of the sheer amount of numbers of people complaining about it. This is certainly addressable with more content, more reasonably priced content. The fact that the costumes don't have a bundle, which I find mind-blowing. To me, that would have been the first thing I would have expected out of the costumes, but no, they're all a la carte and they're all kind of expensive. Like, to be frank, as a fighting game shill myself, normally I buy every costume for any given game, right? And I didn't buy every costume for Street Fighter 6. If you would have given me a bundle to save money, maybe, sure, but as it stands, no way. But yeah, the content pipeline, not to everyone's liking, especially in the face of its competitors. Mortal Kombat 1 and Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, their year one content packages, as far as like DLC characters, new modes, new whatever, like just new stuff, is great and kind of puts Street Fighter 6 to shame, honestly. Now, that said, it's certainly something that can be addressed in the future for sure. So it's not like, you know, the end of the world here. Certainly noticeable though, and content and monetization is absolutely the number one complained about thing in that very, very popular tweet. And kind of brings us to issue number 2 besides that. So say you don't care about content, bonus content, costumes, side gigas, all that kind of stuff. Maybe the new character, sure. But other than that, you just want to play the game and nothing else. Well, the other issue is, what if the game is getting a little bit stale? Could be for a wide variety of reasons. Say you don't like the top tiers. Say you play the not so great characters and there's no end in sight. Because once again, only one balance patch a year, right? Say you don't care for drive, rush, drive impact, drive parry, any of the drive mechanics. The current plan is, well, one patch a year, right? Which means there's no end or / no relief in sight.
Okay, the Street Fighter 6 thing, I understand, but let's go with the whole gaming community thing. Hold on. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me a minute. Give me 1 minute. Oh, I got a video for y'all. I have a video for you. Now, this will be up to y'all on this because it's like mini. We're going to go with this one.
Do you know the U.S. Solar Company?
What was that noise? All right, let me I want y'all to have your own, what you got to say about this. Listen carefully.
What's up, everyone? It's Endymion, and I got a pretty loaded video here today where I want to delve into a few topics. From Stellar Blade being called racist due to the names of certain things in-game, to The Last of Us Part 2 recently being hailed as a feminist victory in what they call a post-Gamergate world. Yeah, I know, we'll get there. To begin, there was this article back from 2021 that got unearthed recently and started circulating on social media about Stellar Blade, and it's titled, Project Eve's natives may send the wrong message. It should be stated this article was written prior to Stellar Blade's official name release, as it was known originally as Project Eve. But anyway, TheGamer.com back then complained that Stellar Blade's enemies have problematic names considering they were originally called natives, as in NA:TIVES. Nowadays, these enemies are officially called Natibas. So the name has changed, but the term is apparently still used somewhat in the game anyway, so the point of this still stands. The gamer believes the name natives being used as an invading force upon Earth to be racist and tone-deaf, with TheGamer.com saying, first and foremost, the name is simply a little bizarre in its stylization, as the idea of calling an invading alien race anything resembling the word natives is simply counterintuitive at best. However, with a little consideration and contextualization, it becomes a lot more problematic. They further state the natives being an invading force is an incredibly confusing sentiment. Generally, the term native or indigenous are used with reference to a colonized country and as a mean of identifying the colonized as opposed to the colonizers. They say more, but let's go with this for now. It should be stated that Stellar Blade's story and themes are very clearly influenced by the Book of Revelation, considering its main character is named Eve and the main male character is Adam, and the enemies clearly look more like biblical angels or demons that have invaded Earth. There's also the added lore bit that allegedly most of humanity has fled Earth prior to the events of the main game, in a sort of rapture-like event, and I think, although I can't confirm of course, but my belief is that the enemies you're facing might be those who fled Earth in the rapture getting transformed by some sort of alien-like entity. And whatever it is that is invading Earth from the stars is using the very same people who fled as cannon fodder to enact their own will. Again, I could be wrong, I mean the game's not out yet, but that's what I gathered when the enemy race was originally named natives. Since if the monsters invading Earth were called natives on purpose, not to mention the NA of natives being separated from the rest of the word, my brain immediately thinks the NA stands for not anymore, as in these enemies are humans which are native to Earth of course, but they're not human anymore due to whatever alien infection has consumed them. Of course, now the enemies are called Natibas, but I think this wasn't done for problematic reasons or anything, and more so because the original name likely gives away too much plot details about the enemies already, as I stated. Of course, I could be wrong, but this wouldn't be the first time a game has used mutated humans to threaten the remaining humanity that's left. See any zombie game ever, for example. Of course, as I explained it, I think the idea of calling the enemy race natives is actually really cool, since canonically it makes sense. But of course, since these are Western game journalists, their heads immediately turn into a white savior complex angle whenever they hear a word being used to personify something considered villainous. The idea that natives cannot be evil is ridiculous, and if we really want to go there, we also know that native culture was constantly at war long before things like colonization ever happened. Unironically, you can even use that one Stone Toss comic where the redneck guy says go back to where you came from, and then a native guy says cool, when are you leaving? Then the comic reveals how every generation and iteration of native culture ends up asking the previous dominated native culture when they're leaving. Maybe that comic offends people, but I think it was a good depiction to show that nobody on this planet, no matter what culture you originate from, is free of heinous acts. And people need to realize that you can't look at any one single culture and believe that they're all good and go lucky. War is coded into the DNA of humanity. Whether we're fighting with guns, swords, or stones, the evil of mankind will always persist until we no longer exist. What does Fallout say every time you boot it up? War never changes? Yeah, that sounds about right. But of course, leave it to woke journos to immediately pull the victim card when something doesn't fit their agenda like this does. Not to mention, they're trying to call a game made by a South Korean developer to be labeled racist by using terms often originating in a North American culture. This is a classic example of how Western
Oh, I'm running out of funding. I need more funding for my e-commerce store.
sensibilities always look to enact their will and values upon others. And when these tenets are not adhered to or ignored, the next logical conclusion is for these idiots to scream and yell racist while never coming to the realization it's actually them who are tonally out of touch and racist themselves. I figure I just read a bit of this article to show you how grasping at straws the gamer was in this article so you can see what I mean. So they said, and I quote, "Not only is it pretty weird to call an invading force natives, but it gets worse when you realize that the natives are the enemies players will be mowing down in the game. As mentioned, a horrific amount of violence has been committed against indigenous peoples, from forced sterilization to the brutality of residential schools. And of course, land theft. This makes the act of killing multitudes of natives entirely disturbing. The natives in Project Eve have a design closer to the necromorphs of Dead Space than to any actual indigenous population, but in that respect, their design makes them grotesque and other, which just makes it even more troublesome that their name is natives. This may simply be a huge oversight by ShiftUp or the result of a lack of diversity within the development and publishing. Another possibility is that this is intentional and Project Eve will have a decent explanation for the name. However, not enough is known about the lore in Project Eve's futuristic setting, so there's no way to know this until the game comes out. What is abundantly clear at this point, though, is that there has not been much coverage of this poor name choice, which worsens the problem of condoning these harmful game depictions through complacency. While Project Eve could be fantastic from a gameplay perspective, the enemies being called natives is undeniably problematic." End quote. As you can see, immediately when met with something outside of their sphere of influence, the Western journalists will almost always react by implanting their own worldviews upon things that don't adhere to it. I will make a stand here and say if Stellar Blade does keep the name Native still, or Nativas, I guess, none of it is problematic. And I truly...
All right, let's go ahead and go to let's go with something else. Hang on. Actually, you know what? I'll do the whole rumors of wars thing next time. I would say, excuse me, everybody. Y'all stay safe, take it easy. If for some reason it's a little cold where I'm at, so that's the reason why if I sneezed a little bit, yeah, it's a little cold where I'm at all of a sudden. First it was warm, now it's the weather always switches where I'm at. Yeah. Y'all stay safe. Shalom. Take it easy. If I make another stream next time, of course, exposing what's going on, or I make a stream, of course, that's why I'll invite people in. But when it comes to these type of streams like this, or me exposing what's going on, I'm not going to invite anybody onto these streams. Now, like if I make a stream that I'm going to invite people, that'll be the only time I invite people when I choose to. But when it comes to topics like this, or me exposing something, I will not invite anybody. But I will also make people as mods on this channel. Certain people that I can trust that will be mods. You know, but y'all stay safe. Y'all take it easy. Shalom. Happy excuse me, Shalom. Happy blessed amazing day. Shalom, shalom. Happy Saturday. And I'll see y'all next time. Y'all stay safe. Later.